Hello, YouTube stackers. This is ST with Silver Stacking 101, where we always believe in staying stacked and packed. Stacked with silver, gold, food, ammo, and packed with the means necessary to defend our stack. Guys, right now we are witnessing one of the most corrupt business deals in the history of American business being proposed. And that is the proposal from a private hedge fund owned by the Sears CEO to purchase Sears assets such as real estate and the Kenmore brand. Now let me give you a little bit of history here. It helps shed some light. Sears, which is Kmart and Sears, sales are in the toilet. We all know that. 2016, Sears sold off the Craftsman brand to bring in cash to continue to operate and fund the part of their business that's losing money, the retail sector. The retail part of Sears Holdings is never going to make money again. It has fatal flaws in its business plan and image that cannot be overcome. They talk about a transition to a modern retail environment. They are transitioning to bankruptcy, plain and simple. But like many old companies, Sears Holdings does have some pretty good assets. It has real estate and some brand names. The private equity fund of the CEO of Sears holds 49% of the outstanding stock in Sears Holdings. Do you think for a second that guy doesn't control another 2% by proxy? So the board does what he tells them to do. Now he's made an offer to buy the good assets. If this is allowed to go through, he will take the good stuff and the associated debt with it, leaving the toxic losing assets and the associated debt with those assets. How did the market react to such an offer? Sears stock went up 8% on the news of the offer. The guys raiding the company, taking everything of value, and the traders think that's a good thing to raise their outlook. A few months ago, or I guess a couple years ago, time flies, Sears issued a going concern statement. In accounting, that is a big deal. In accounting, we work off the going concern convention, which is an assumption unless stated otherwise the company will continue to operate. The accounting department of the company thought it necessary to issue a going concern statement saying the numbers just don't add up. So this guy is looting a company that he has a fiduciary responsibility to the shareholders. I could see a bankruptcy court having a field day with this transaction because, to me, my untrained legal eye, he's trying to shield good assets from creditors when the inevitable bankruptcy of Sears Holdings occurs. If I was one of the creditors that will be going with the acquisition, I would be tickled to death. If I was one like a leaseholder that was going to be outside the acquisition, I would be raising holy hell today. And the shareholders who own Sears stock, that no way they can ever be a majority in a voice that's of what's going on. This is clearly the case of the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. That's clearly what's going on. The process is being perverted. The board has appointed an independent committee to examine the proposal. The board that he personally picked has appointed an independent committee to examine his proposal. Oh, I'm sure there's impartiality in that process. Stuff like this goes on all the time. Usually they're not as forward about it and upfront about it. They rig investments now, they being the big boys, they don't even attempt to hide it anymore. Heck, in this case, the investors like being screwed apparently. The stock rose 8%. Personally, I wouldn't give you a nickel for a share of it. But I just wanted to come on and rant about this because it will be an interesting set of events as it continues on. There will be lawsuits galore behind this. I'm surprised the SEC and DOJ is not stepping in and going, whoa, you shielded assets from an inevitable bankruptcy. It's obvious what you're doing. You're also preying on minority shareholders, and that's just wrong, folks. Let me know what you think. Agree, disagree. Tell me what you think and why you think it. Please give me a thumbs up if you haven't subscribed. Subscribe. God bless you. Stay stacked and packed.